Finally, from Britain, there was the Morris Marina. The unpleasant log laid by British Leyland after communism crept like an itchy red blanket over the shop floor.
God almighty. God almighty. Britain made this. They had the effrontery, the barefaced cheek to call this a super. I suppose you weren't actually allowed back then to call it Trotskyite crap. Maybe that's what the TC version stood for.
Still, having it here enables us to answer an important question. You see, the Cold War ended before we ever got the chance to find out who would have won if we'd actually started fighting.
Yep, but now we can find out with a race.
We have all the ingredients here. It's cold, the track's much too narrow, it's too pot-marked, it's bumpy. I shall be driving the Morris Marxist, and you shall be in the, what is it?
The Lenin 1.6 SLX.
Lovely. And the winner gets Berlin.
And the loser has to sacrifice his bath plug. So now we see Mr. Clarkson.
Oi! I'm gone! Welcome to the inaugural round of the BTCC, the British Touring Communism Championships.
I can get him on the inside. Yes!
Oh no, he's coming through, but we have got 86 brake horsepower. I've only got 83. Mate!
Marvellous. Russian communism is better than British communism.
Oh, how do you like that, slow? Come on, get out of my way!
What? This thing is impossible to steer. Oh! I've missed the track. Ah! No! No!
Take him here.
Get off!
No, mate, no! I'm back in the lead! Handling is simply diabolical. There's no other word for it. Yes, the Polaris is way in the lead here.
Gaining. Gaining.
No, wait! The SS-18 is coming through! He's hit me! He's hit me! I'm gone! There's nothing I can do!
That's what annoy you.
Some catching up to be done now. Come on, Marina! There he is, he's in my sights.
The Marina caught the larder quite quickly, which means we would have won the Cold War if we'd started fighting.
Oh, yes, what do you think of this? Goodbye, Mr. May. Oh, dear. Seem to have accidentally killed James May there. Anyway, the miracle is not that the Marina won that. It's that it was built in the first place.
In Russia, you had to work hard in the car factories, or you'd suddenly discover how difficult it is to mine Siberian salt while wearing a hat made from your wife's head.
British communists didn't really bother with any of that. Mostly, in fact, they didn't bother turning up for work at all.
They'd simply get to the factory gates where they'd spend the rest of the day chatting and huddling for warmth around a burning dustbin.
It does work well as a brazier.
It does, but that's what they were best at, because they spent far more time with braziers than they did making cars.
It's true.
Right, the news. Now, a lot of people are very angry that Jeremy and I may have accidentally set fire to a Morris Marina that we bought last week.
Yeah, we've got a shot of it here, look, actually on fire. Now, this has enraged the Morris Marina Owners Club.
The what?
Morris Marina Owners Club. Ever heard of an organisation you want to be a member of less than that? What I've got here are some of the things they've been saying on the Morris Marina Owners Club website. Top Gear can eat and die.
Strong.
Clarkson and his cronies should be hung, drawn and quartered, or is that too good for them? Should be 2 T-double-O, just small point. This just goes on and on. This is one of my favourites. I will send the BBC an email, and I don't care if they don't read it.
Well, they did.
Well, you have.
They really are very, very angry, aren't they?
Can I just say, joking aside, we don't like to upset any member of our audience, no matter how mad they might be, OK? So we undertake never to destroy another Morris Marina as long as we are on the air. And in fact, we've gone one better than that, because just this week we have been out and we have bought another Marina, OK? And it's a beauty. Really is, absolutely. Low mileage, leather seat. No, there's no woo about it, leather seats. We brought it down, we've got it here. Look, this is live feed out to our track, and that is going to be preserved as an example of what... Oh, God! God! Oh, no.
Somebody's dropped
I know.
piano on it. How unlucky was that?
This is happening all the time. It's always happening at our track. It rains pianos here.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's that new helicopter piano removal company that moved in next door.
Careless Airways.
Yeah, they're rubbish.
Yeah, Slapdash Services. They've just dropped another... Oh, God, now what?
We'll have to get another one.
Well, because let's be honest, actually, I'm sorry to really bang on about this, but the Gaydon Motor Museum, I'm sure they'll have a Morris Marina preserved. You don't need to preserve two.
Well, it's not like you need to preserve a breeding pair, is it?
Exactly.
They're not going to actually multiply.
You need one as a warning from history.
That.
Should one of your cars not make it to the destination for any reason,
That'll be you.
the producers have provided a backup car which also has rear-wheel drive.
That'll be all right, then.
Very generous.
That's... I had one that...
It's not that, is it?
It was. And for us, Morris Marinas spelt trouble.
Should explain, viewers, we've had a bit of a run-in with the Morris Marina Owners Club over the years. We keep breaking them. Not our fault.
No, the last one really wasn't our fault. A piano just fell on it.
It did. It rains pianos at our
Yes.
track.
So-
If it's 40 minutes, he must have mended the Capri. Because if it was ruined, he would have just got in the Marina. So he must be in the Capri.
My logic was exactly 100% wrong.
Oh, God, it's Pinky and Perky.
Oh, well, let's embrace the failure.
That suits you.
Thank you.
It does, I'm sorry.
You know we've had problems with the Morris Marina Owners Club.
Problems? They declared a fatwa on us.
Exactly. Now, this car, you have to understand this, belonged to the wife of the president.
Right.
Just take care of it.
Your comments should be addressed to...
Why?
I don't want you to drive into this. This used to belong
this is a different
to the
issue.
wife of the president of... Where was it? France.
Annoyingly, a piano fell on the Marina before it could start. So the race had to be cancelled.
Isn't it?
No, I'll tell you what I believe.
What?
I believe that as a result of our
Exuberance.
revenge,
Yes.
We must now conclude that the best rear-wheel drive car that money can buy is the Morris Marina.
Yes!
And do you know what?
What?
I think the Morris Marina Owners Club are going to be thrilled with that.
I think it will finally make amends.
They'll forgive us.
They will, finally. Finally.
Eaten by Morris men.
No, we did explain in the last series that we're based next to an air freight piano removal company.
absolutely, they're called Careless Air.
Yes.
And now they have a French sister company called Piano Avion Malheureusement.
Yes, they do. I read about that in Helicopter News, and they're based in Val Thorens.
Exactly. So, if you're watching Carla Bruni, OK, wife of the President of France, it wasn't our fault your Marina got broken.
No.
And now, gentlemen, if I might make a suggestion, run.
Yeah, good one.
See you next week, everyone. Bye. Bye.
Now, last week, a piano was accidentally dropped on a Morris Marina as we were filming it.
Yeah, now, last time this happened, the Morris Marina Owners Club, which is like the provisional wing of the Morris men, were absolutely furious.
They went
Yeah,
berserk.
they were. Actually, there's been a lot of internet activity on the Morris chat room. I'm going to send an email to the BBC, and I don't care if they don't read it.
Now, that's what they said last time, OK? This time, getting worse. They said they're going to get physical. I'm quoting now. One of them says, and I'm not making this up, "If I see Jeremy Clarkson in the street, I will poo into my hand and throw it at him."
What, they'll poo into their own
Yes.
house? That's a stupid way of getting someone. It's like an assassin lining up on the target and shooting them through his own head. Bang! Revolting.
Now, the thing is, OK, last week when we were making the film, you probably saw, OK, out in France, there was some doubt as to who actually owned the car that you ended up driving. Was it the wife of the president of the Morris Marina Owners Club, or was it the wife of the president of France, who, of course, is Carla Bruni? Well, that was cleared up this week because Carla Bruni went to Nelson Mandela's birthday party in New York, where she sang a song which clears everything up.
Le temps s'est arrêté, les heures s'envolagent. Les minutes frissonnent, l'ennui fait naufrage. Il semble que mes bras soient devenus des ailes, qu'à chaque instant qui vole, je puisse toucher le ciel, qu'à chaque instant qui passe, je puisse manger le ciel. Car je suis là, amoureuse.
Now we know your history.
This plastic circular thing in front of me isn't so much a steering wheel as something to hang on to as you go round corners. And then you'd explain that pencil sharpeners are interesting.
Hang on a minute.
James, there's been a bit of an accident with your car. The Marina may have been rear-wheel drive, and this one may have been a two-door coupe. But don't for 1 minute think that it was in any way sporty, because it wasn't.
Car. This, Morris Marina.
Right, Hammond, winner, last one still running.
Yep, fair enough.
Let's do it!
This is not a promising start in dispelling the myth that Lanciers weren't very good. Yes!
Never doubted it.
Obviously, the Marina won't work because these vile, hateful things are hopeless. Now, you might be saying, oh, it's a Morris Marina, a piano's going to fall on it. Now, the more eagle-eyed viewer may have spotted, I've taken the precaution of buying a Marina that's already had a piano lamp on it. So, job done.
Since we were doing serious research, we'd agreed that there would be no childish racing.
Don't hit Hammond. I've hit Hammond.
Well, that's okay. Proving what a fine and strong breed of car the Lancia always was. I hope I don't hit Jeremy just as he goes around this really difficult corner.
Oh, he's got the outside there. He'll never get by, and he hasn't. Ha ha! But we're not racing. We're not racing. We're not. This is driving me mad. He's through while I got my sun visor out of the way. For hour after hour, we continue to not race round the rally stage. It's now, as you can see, pretty close to dark. Still, literally no faults to report. Absolutely none.
Eventually, after not racing some more,
Come on!
the Marina began to pull ahead.
It is, of course, a well-known fact that a piano on the roof aids traction using more speed on a rally special stage.
But then, predictably, it broke down. So I went to get some tools to try and fix it.
There he is, it's Hammond! He's out! He's down!
What are you doing?
Loading May's piano.
May's piano?
Well, yeah, you know, he used to want, what was it, beef hula hoops, wasn't it, in the green room? Yeah. Well, he now says he wants a piano. He's losing touch with reality, that boy, I'm telling you. Right, now, bring it back. Ready? Look at this! Oh, shit.
You should stick to hammers.
Toppy. Literally the only damage. And that was that. My 3 swings all used up. So I cheated and had another go. The Morris Marina versus the Austin Allegro. I've always wanted to do this. Decide once and for all which one's worse. With the Allegro, they set out to reinvent the wheel. No, really, they did. Look, it's got a square steering wheel. And I'd love to have been at the meeting where they decided to do this, because somebody must have stood up and said, I know, let's fit a square steering wheel. And instead of throwing pens at him, everyone else must have gone, square? Good idea. Now, with the Marina, they set out to invent absolutely nothing at all. Look, it's got a round wheel. And I'd love to have been at the meeting where they decided to do this, because someone must have stood up and said, hey, let's put a round wheel in it. And everyone else, instead of saying, oh, come on, stop being so unimaginative. Why can't we have a dodecahedron? They all went, round. Good idea. This was the point. The Allegro was supposed to have been technically advanced, and the Marina wasn't. The Allegro was designed to take on the Alfa Sud and the Citroën GS. It was supposed to reflect the fact that we just joined the EEC. It was supposed to be European and chic, a sort of wheeled cappuccino. The Marina was designed not to take on the Alfa Sud or the Citroën GS. It was supposed to reflect the fact that 6 years earlier we'd won the World Cup. So thanks very much, but we don't want any of your nouvelle cuisine. We want steak and kidney pudding, thanks very much. And make sure it's cold and lumpy.